What's up guys and welcome back to the channel. Now today is a little bit different of a video than I'm normally doing, but I've been playing a lot of Grounded recently on the channel, and with the series pretty close to wrapping up, I'd say. I think we only have a few more episodes of the main series, and really I'm trying to get done before Grounded 2 drops. So I think with my experience that I've had with Grounded 1, I wanted to do a top 5 list of the features I want to see carried over, expanded on, kind of improved into Grounded 2. And let's just get straight into it with number 5, similar map progression. Now, that may sound a little weird, but I love the map of Grounded, how you are slowly being introduced to everything. Like, you start off going to the Oak Lab, then that kind of gives you an area that's pretty easy, but also can lead you into the pond and other areas of the map. Then you have the Hedge Lab. The hedge is a bit more dangerous with all the orb weavers and everything. And of course, then you have the Haze Lab. You have to deal with the gas hazards and everything like that. The Black Ant Lab being in the sandbox where you have to deal with sizzle protection. I think all of it really combines really well of slowly introducing you to the broader map, and also more difficult areas like the upper yard and, like I said, the sandbox, the trash heap, even kind of the picnic table, and of course the haze. But I think that's about all I wanted to say with that. I would love to see Grounded 2 have something similar. I'm not sure if it's going to be a bigger map. I'm guessing so because we are going to be in a park instead of a yard. So I'm curious to see how they'll improve on that, because I have full faith that they will, since Grounded 1 is amazing with that. So I think that's all I wanted to say for that, and let's get on to number 4. Number 4 is actually more mutations. I know I say it a little bluntly, but I think it would be hard to remove many of the mutations we have right now, because a lot of them are very general, while some are more specific. Like, I could see maybe the Antbassador mutation being removed if we're not having Ant Queens. If we don't have Ant Queens, there's not really a way to get that advancement and then unlock the mutation along with it. So I think some can be removed, like hyper-specific ones, but I think they'll eventually be replaced with other hyper-specific ones. Maybe we feed a squirrel this time, and squirrels like us now instead of ants. But, of course, ants are still going to be relevant in the game, because where have you gone outside that doesn't have ants? Come on. So, I would also like to see maybe some more combat ones. I know I've been running a lifesteal build and overall a one-handed sword build, so I've really liked the adaptability I've had. Every time I get a new mutation, I can see, does this fit into my build? Could this fit in a different build that maybe I want to try? And I think they do it really well, especially with the slowly unlocking more mutation slots, going from 2 to 5, I believe, just by using milk molars to unlock them. So I think that is a big aspect of Grounded 1, and a lot of where its uniqueness comes in, because it's not a skill tree, it's more of a skill tree where you pick what you want and then you stay with that. And of course you unlock these slowly as you go throughout the game, and not just all at once or after you get a certain amount of XP. It's after you complete some task or kill a boss, then you unlock it. So I would like to see it maybe improved upon, maybe some more environmental ones like the basic grass chopping, stuff like that. I would love to see how they're going to expand upon that. So that's probably all I want to say with that one. Let's get into number 3. Now, number 3 is one I think is going to be a little divisive. This is one that's more personal to me because it's an aspect I've wanted expanded on a little bit more, and that is homesteading. I didn't really know exactly what to call this, but I've noticed there's kind of a lack of homesteading type things. You really don't get much in terms of it. And of course, by that I mean like farming. You do have your crop plots, but let's be honest, they really aren't the best. Everything you can get in a crop plot, you can really get somewhere else pretty easily with mushrooms. You have probably the best being mussel sprouts, but just wait until they respawn at the Pawn Lab, and you get like 30. So I would like to see maybe a bit more expanded on with that, and also pets. I got my first pet a couple days ago. It was the Ant Queen episode, and I know you can tame like aphids and stuff like that, but they don't really serve a purpose other than kind of being a following backpack. And maybe as we get the mounts introduced, maybe we'll get some more pets. And possibly they'll serve a bit bigger of a purpose. Because I don't want to really reference Ark when I say this, because the games are very different. But I think maybe a shoulder pet could be cool. Like the aphid not really being at a huge risk unless you die. But maybe not, because then you'd be running into a lot of territory where it's like, okay, so now I have a mount, I have a shoulder pet, I can have regular pets. Our Grounded has never really been a pet gathering game like Ark is. It's not a taming creature-a-thon. So I would like basic improvements in all of these, maybe make farming a bit easier and more profitable for me to do, since almost everything there isn't the best. But I think it could go either way with that, and like I said, it's something more personal to me instead of something that's, I think, very divisive in the community. So let's move on to number 2. We're almost done here, and let's get into it. Number 2 is one that I think is going to be even more divisive, but I have actually seen quite a few people share this sentiment. It's a pretty small one, so I won't talk about it a ton, but it's kind of a new class of weapons I would like to see introduced more early into the game. And as you can see on screen right now, I'm sure it already says it, more magic weapons. I really like the staffs, though I haven't used them myself, and I think they're really cool with all the elemental abilities and how they differ from each other, but they are just such late game that most of the time you've already built your own build, not revolving around the staffs. It's probably going to revolve around a certain type of weapon, maybe a heavy weapon, a stun build, a lifesteal build. It really depends on what you're using, and, also the armor. So I would love to see magic not take as big of a back seat now, and maybe see a little bit more of it introduced overall and earlier. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but there's really not much to say on this one, and number 1's going to be one I'm going to talk about quite a bit, so let's go ahead and get into it. Our final thing on this list, and it'll probably be the biggest one, so get ready. Finally, we are at number 1, and this one I think is a shared sentiment, and maybe also a little bit of a fear among a lot of people after the Grounded trailers we have seen for Grounded 2. And that is kind of, what's the Omni tool going to be, and how will it affect weapon progression? I love weapon progression in Grounded, how you slowly build upon weapons, you get parts from different bugs and creatures that you take down, and you forge those into bigger and better weapons and armor overall. So the Omni tool is a little scary because I think a big, I don't want to say roadblock, but a big kind of hindering factor is that you need to be stronger or smarter to improve upon your weapons fast. So the Omni tool kind of scares me a bit, to the point where I'm like, are we just going to get tier 1 weapons right off the start, or tier 1 tools, because from what it looks like, it'll probably function as a axe and hammer and possibly a battle item. So are we only going to be really exploring weapons in terms of bug parts, animal parts, and stuff like that? Or are we still going to have access to the regular tools we're used to, the termite axe, the black ox hammer, and everything lower than that? It's something I'm a little nervous about, and it's hard to say a feature I want to carry over, because I would love to see more weapons. I want to see more playstyles introduced, maybe a beefier tank that is fully focused on taking the brunt of all the damage, while maybe rangers are behind them. And we got a little bit of that with the sturdy acorn trinket, but I think there are some more. If I thought about it for a while, I could come up with more play styles that could be introduced, and I think Grounded is thinking about that, and the team is, but it just worries me overall with the tools. So I'm hoping we'll keep the same tool progression and that the Omni tool serves a different purpose or a specific purpose. But I don't want to keep you guys too long. I hope you enjoyed the list. I know it's a little bit different than I normally do. I hope you enjoyed the kind of gameplay in the background. It's been from my previous couple episodes, so hopefully you've enjoyed it. And, I'd like to continue making some more content like this, a bit shorter form, but listy and almost talky to you guys. So if you would like to see more of that, definitely leave down in the comment section below. Let me know what other stuff I can make lists on or videos like this on. And if you are seeing this pretty early on, make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to hit 500 by the end of the summer. Looking a little unlikely, but you can always help that number go up just one more time. So if you did enjoy, definitely do that. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.